Easter, they've been saying it was supposed to happen. We're on alert, but Easter's still 4 days away. Keeping warm?
Yeah, try.
Normal night. Me and the lingering scent of Bermagui Bell. How you going, Johnny?
Yeah, good, mate.
Stoking the home fires with Supreme Court injunctions. Normal night. Lying awake, thinking about Janine. When I got out there, I thought, man, this is the closest thing I ever want to get to a war. I'd never seen anything like it. I never thought I would see anything like it. Not in this country.
Yeah. What is good for? Absolutely nothing.
Get down, please. You're no longer employed by this company. Give me the keys to the crane. Give me the keys.
What is it good for? Absolutely. Now listen to me. I despise. Behold the means destruction. Innocent lives.
Hey, stop!
Warming tears. The thousands of mother's eyes. When the sun go out to fight and lose their lives. What is it good for?
Cabinet met for 3 hours earlier tonight to devise a scheme to finance the redundancies.
I have one objective, to get every single one of these men back through those gates.
Make you smell like a man, you bastard!
Can I get back?
Hey, remember the strategy! What strategy? No violence, Tom, no violence! Piss off! What else are we gonna do? Hey! Shut up, you bastard! Get the bloody hell off the fence! You bastard! Using violence will be suspended from the union! You bastard! Shut up, you bastard! Get the bloody hell off the fence! Get him out of here! Get him out of here!
You all right, mate?
It's really fucking volatile, mate. There's more arriving all the time. And if I can't control them and there's bloodshed, then we're fucked.
You want to know something? I've never been so scared in my life. Thought they were going to fucking kill me.
So they've got 3 blokes to man 2 cranes, okay? 2 blokes do the gig, the other nicks off for the arvo.
This is John Coombs here. I want to talk to the person that's on this radio show.
That's it. They call it the Nick. It's a wonder Chris Corrigan didn't lock them out years ago. Well, 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 the man himself, John Coombs, head banana of the Wharfies. Tell us about the Nick, John.
Here's what I will tell you about, Richard. This is a duplicitous, despicable and underhand deal between Chris Corrigan and Peter Reith to throw 2,000 workers on the scrap heap. And I'll tell you something else for free, Richard. It will not stand. Just pull over here, Claude.
Morning, Carlos. Chris, something unusual seems to have happened.
Oh, those Basque separatists. Give them an inch.
But these are not Spanish words, I think.
We changed the house numbers around.
I'll arrange to have it cleaned, Carlos. Go back to bed. Excuse me, I've mixed emotions this morning. The actions that we have been forced to take are legitimate and in the best interest of the country. I also have a sense of genuine disappointment for my former employees because I think they have been for years betrayed by their own union.
All right, no trucks in, no trucks out. The cargo stays on the docks, right, fellas? Good on you.
Today, the government has acted decisively to fix the waterfront once and for all. And we believe that within a very short period of time, 12 to 18 months, we'll see a complete turnaround in the levels of productivity and reliability in the Australian waterfront.
That was the Minister for Workplace
Breakfast,
Relations, Peter Reith, ending that report. As ever, at times...
Might as well have a piece of fruit.
It is Australia's importers and exporters...
G'day. I'm looking for Sean McSwain. You cannot tell me where he is, can you?
What are you, a relative, son?
No. I've just got some documents that I have to give him.
The other will try without taking business along.
Oh, sorry, mate.
To pick up the slack.
He was here a minute ago.
Situations are designed.
I think he had to go off somewhere. Brent?
Oh. Yeah, he said he may be gone for some time.
You won't have any trouble finding him, though, mate. Easy to spot his skinny bastard with the mop of blonde hair.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Oh, mate.
Well, you might as well take a few of these.
There you go. Spread the love.
Cheers.
The nation has awoken this morning to find the goalposts in this dispute have been radically shifted. I'm here at the federal court where the Maritime Union is seeking an injunction to prevent Chris Corrigan from sacking his workers. But in last night's coup on the docks, it looks as though Corrigan may have stolen the march on them.
Fuck me senseless. They got Burnside.
Morning, Stuart. Bit of a change in the rules of engagement, Julian. The 4 Labor companies have been put into voluntary administration. Labor companies? Companies that employ the men. Completely separate from the parent company. Since when? Well, Patrick's restructured last year, I believe. This'll be interesting. Oh, fuck. This is an ambush.
Fucking so that's how he's done it. Fuck, why didn't I see it? What? He shifted all the money out of these companies so they provide the labour only. Then he sent them broke. It's the fucking filthiest piece of corporate skullduggery I've ever seen.
This is bottom of the harbour. They'll never get away with it. Judges don't like being played for suckers. Why don't get me a copy of the corporation's law, would you, Josh? Oh, and a can of Pepsi.
What are you going?
All rise, please.
We are here, Your Honour, to apply merely for an injunction to prevent the dismissal of the workforce. And yet, before our very eyes, proof is emerging of the larger conspiracy which we allege. It's interesting, isn't it, that the events of last night took place a mere 24 hours after we served motion, seeking to prevent Patrick from doing the very thing they have just done. At 11 p.m, Mr. Reith's office announces the appointment of administrators to Patrick. Not 10 minutes later, Patrick announces the workers' termination, with redundancies funded by the government. Not 10 minutes later. What a remarkable coincidence.
I don't know what happens if Your Honour makes the order, but quite frankly, Your Honour, there is no money. Furthermore, these companies are no longer under the control of Mr. Corrigan. It is a matter for the administrators to decide whether they are to continue operating.
It is difficult for me under the law to force an insolvent company to continue trading, Mr. Burnside.
Your Honour, unless this court grants an injunction to prevent the sacking of these workers, then this conspiracy will be a fait accompli. And Patrick and the government will have proved that it's possible to get rid of a workforce through no fault of their own, simply with a few strokes of a pen.
Thank you, Mr. Burnside. I will adjourn for 1 hour and return with my decision.
All rise.
How'd you go, Josh?
We got it.
Great news.
Yeah, we got it. Stay till after Easter and you'll hear the full case then.
OK, first and foremost, we are not running pickets. Pickets are illegal. What's happening down at the docks is a series of spontaneous, peaceful assemblies. Now, we can't stop Corrigan unloading the cargo with scabbed labour, but we can get a few hundred God-fearing citizens down at the gates to exercise...
Hang on a minute. The Australian Endeavour's docking at Webb on Sunday. Now, it's crewed by our members, so I can't ask them to work beside scabs.
No choice. We're going for money. If you don't, secondary boycott.
Let them unload it, John. The pickets will stop it getting through. Oh, did someone say pickets? That's a scandalous allegation. Now, the PR angle on this is that the blokes are there, ready to walk in and work. So that means no T-shirts, no shorts, and no booze. All right, mate. See you, young fella.
Greg.
Prosper in the modern economic environment.
If it was about productivity, then why sack waterfront workers in Adelaide and productive ports?
Well, they're all part of the one union. I mean, we didn't
They had
sack
to go.
them. Look, clearly the union had declared war on the company, and the union leadership for years has refused the
Conspiracy? What conspiracy?
I know it's bloody Easter. I know he's home on holidays, but I am stuck down here at the docks tonight. OK, Nicky's too young, fair enough, but can you at least bring Alex, if not down here, then bring him to the MUA office? Janine? You know what? Just forget it. It's just too bloody hard, isn't it?
Easter is a time of rebirth, renewal, reaffirmation of our enduring values.
The Australian Endeavour, shown here in file footage, belongs to the A&L line and is crewed by Maritime Union members. But this morning at Webb Dock, it will be stevedored by non-union labour.
We've got to start now,
Poetic irony is
convincing the men that this is the end of the world as they know it. Because if we can get them back in, they're going to have to make concessions.
a major dispute between the maritime...
It's going to be a brave new world, comrade.
Hey, Greg. We thought the mountain should come to Mohammed.
Thanks. Hey, come here, you.
Sean McSwain. This is my partner, Petra.
Hello.
This is Anna and Yanni.
We're having a picnic.
Tony Tully misses out on his Sunday roast for nobody.
Yeah, but he misses out on his Easter shandy for Chris bloody Corrigan, eh?
Been a while since you looked at lemonade in the IA, Dad. Hey, Sean. Can't get a feed into you before Lardas here scoffs a lot. Was enough in there, Mum? Sure.
Oh, that'd be bloody right.
It's fitting that this should be the name of the first ship that we handle under the new system, Australian Endeavour. endeavouring for greater efficiency, higher productivity, the principle of a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. True competitiveness in the world environment, not lip service to outdated and suffocating rhetoric. That's my definition of Australian endeavour.
Telling lies again! Ruining families, that's what you're doing!
Our blokes, our fucking blokes, on that ship being unloaded by scabs. What John Coons
This
said he's
dispute
doing.
has become a tug of war over public opinion. On the one hand, this is an immense psychological victory for Chris Corrigan and the government, because right under the nose of the Maritime Union, we're seeing a ship stevedored by non-union labour. But the sheer numbers turning up to support the wharfies suggests otherwise. And what Corrigan can't, of course, achieve is any movement of cargo onto or away from the docks.
Thanks for coming down today.
I said, no need.
Just stop being so bloody German. It's polite to say thank you.
Stop being so Australian.
I don't want to fight about saying thank you.
Off you go, kids.
Look, this is going to get a lot worse before it gets better, if it gets better. So...
I tried to remember my manners.
Yeah.
Hey, you. Bring them back. Those extra Bravos.
See you on Tuesday.
Yeah, good.
Have fun.
Hey, we've got these left over. You've got a little boy, haven't you?
Thanks for that, mate. I'm pretty much here for the duration.
Well, Brent and me will drop him off on the way home. Where do you live?
Heidelberg.
Yeah. Well. We'll go home the scenic route. Write him a note. We'll drop them in.
Thanks for that, mate. I appreciate it.
So, under no circumstances are you to set foot outside the building without at least one escort. Certainly not before the camouflage car is available.
Camouflage car? No. I'm sure it's very suitable.
All eyes are on the federal court today, where Justice North will begin to hear the MUA's full case preventing Patrick sacking its workers.
Easier fix, Julian? We're making history, Josh. You do realise that if we lose this, you'll probably get costs and damages.
What's the MUA worth?
19 mil, give or take.
I don't think that'll quite cover it. Patrick, the Farmers Federation, the government, we're looking at several $100 million, I would think.
Oh, well, we're stuffed whichever way we go, then.
Your Honour, This story has all the hallmarks of a Robert Ludlum page-turner. And the more pages you turn, the deeper and more contrived, and dare I say it, the more sinister this conspiracy becomes.
See that? Police doing the bloody macaroni on the picket line.
Macarena.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, why aren't they moving them on? Why can't I get a message out there that gives my side of things, eh?
Well, Chris, you got to admit, Roddy's on the docks, balaclavas. It's not a good look.
Well, you've been moonlighting again, have you? I didn't want the dogs. I said I didn't want them. And anyway, has anyone been bitten by a dog? Have we been taken to court for teeth marks? No. And did the dogs make the threatening phone calls, shout the obscenities, the nails under car tyres, slingshots over the fences? Did the dogs chuck cups of urine in people's faces? No.
One of them fell overboard. Technically, that's water pollution.
Bloody farce. I reckon we could train Rottweilers to drive cranes. Save a bloody fortune.
This is spot the deliberate mistake, I'm afraid. We don't want to bring the company down. We want our jobs back. And that's why we're allowing the company's entire cargo to rot on the docks. You see my problem? It would make my life a lot easier in there if we could just make the pickets go away for a few days.
Thanks, Julian. I think it's going pretty well, all things considered. If I could just have a quick word with Greg and John.
Right.
Is he certifiable or what? Just make the pickets go away? What fucking planet is he on?
Al, turn off the telly. Get whatever toys you want. I don't want to be here any longer than...
I saw Dad.
Christ, this is a bloody disaster. You're kidding, aren't you? It's fucking great.
Oh, it's on the news all over the fucking country. Kids, scared bloody witless. Now, what in the name of God do you think you're doing? Hey, what's Mum and Dad out in Carlingford going to think of that, eh?
Hey, the wife's working. He's rostered on the picket. I mean, someone's got to mind the kids. I didn't know the police were going to come down.
But next time you do know, you know every single picture those cameras are getting.
I thought that family was supposed to be the backbone of the union movement.
Look, if you're not up to this, son, you better say so now. Channel 9 doesn't take any prisoners, you know. I can't put excuses on Ray bloody Martin.
We're talking about getting a creche going.
Yeah, well, maybe you want to throw yourself under a truck to distract them. Yeah, your whole bloody dispute would be over if you got yourself killed.
You want some of this? Motherless prick. All right. So don't inhale. Mate, you're never going to get the real bad heads to follow you into the trenches unless you loosen up a bit. I thought you thought unions were for the birds. Yeah. But don't let Cherie find that out. Wouldn't get me in for a month. And she's rabid, mate. Come. No, mate. It's true, mate. One of the sex worker chicks. He told me everything. She reckons it's corporate directors,
lawyers, just rich pricks. And she reckons the richer and more powerful the prick is, the more they like having the living crap whipped out of them. reckons it's to atone for making everyone else's life a fucking misery.
And that's your empirical evidence for reckoning the entire cabinet's into bondage.
Well, what evidence? No, mate, get a look at him. I mean, look at Reith. Look at the way he's beating the lies. Don't tell me he's not into it, mate. Tie me up, whip me. Whip me till I bleed. Make me pay. Oh, that feels so good.
You're so full of shit, Tully.
Whatever, mate. What are you going to do? Entertain us all with readings from Trotsky?
All right, everyone, here we go. Now remember what we practiced. Get in a formation. Stick to the game plan.
Not too long, Alex. Nan's gonna take you home.
Dad!
Hey, how you going, my little tiger? Hey, just look at your mouth. You lost a tooth.
I got $2 from the tooth fairy.
$2? That's more than I got for a whole bloody mouthful. You're gonna be rich.
You wouldn't happen to know where Sean McSwain was?
Yeah, he went that way. Nuggety bloke, black hair.
That figures. Yeah, he's already been a blonde and a redhead.
Changed your hair?
So have you?
Yeah, I'm going for the Che Guevara look.
Actually, I'm here for the Nurses Federation. The committee want to support you guys and said I'd find out what you need.
Bodies. We've got a phone tree happening. We put it into action when we think we need numbers. Well, it took forever to put it together, but it works. The idea is nothing comes off the docks, no trucks in, none out.
I never thought I'd see you in this position. You seem to have taken to it.
I wake up sweating practically every night. It's always the same thing, and trucks got in, and containers got out, you know.
Sean, is there somewhere we can talk?
When you start work on the docks at 16, you either get politicised or you die.
Think about it, Sean. Night courses in politics, Marxist studies, industrial law. I wanted to go to Fiji for our honeymoon, but you had to go to Moscow in winter for your honeymoon.
You said you liked Russia.
I said I thought Gorby was cute. It's not the same thing.
How could I forget?
I didn't want to shoulder the working man's burden at 21. I wanted a boyfriend who'd talk to my friends. I wanted to do all that shit you do. Go out dancing, take drugs. All you wanted to do was sit in your room and read Marx.
Do you know why I stood for this job? So I could get all the shit out of my head and into my mouth so I could force myself to stop being such a social bloody retard.
To prove something to me.
And now you're here representing the Nurses Federation. How does that work?
Well, I've grown up, haven't I? I've worked out what's important. Although it's getting pretty hard to work out how to be on the left these days. It's not as simple as it used to be.
I don't know what you're saying, Neen.
Neither do I. Alex misses you. I hate to say this, but the Shay thing's just not happening. You really need a haircut.
Look at that bloody dickhead up in me crane. It's taken him the better part of an hour to lift one fucking box. And they call that productivity? If I worked that slow, I'd be out of my fucking arse.
I reckon.
Chris bloody Corrigan's managers couldn't organise a route in a brewery.
Where's Mac, Brent?
I don't know. Why?
I just drove in past the Coode Road gate. There's a handful of us there. There's a mob of cops hanging around.
Yeah?
Doesn't smell right to me.
That silent thing with the scabs, was that your idea?
Yeah.
It was good.
Do you remember we bought that Matryoshka doll on that street? The Arbit, the one with Gorby on the outside?
And all the other murderers inside?
Yeah. You still got that?
Oh, God, I don't know. Somewhere. I think I gave it to Mum.
Poor old Gorby. Gone down in history as the man who signed the Communist Party out of existence. How does he live with himself, do you reckon? How does he look himself in the mirror knowing that he signed its death warrant? I fucking hate this, Nina. I fucking hate it.
Don't, Sean. Don't.
Please.
Sean, we can't. Not yet.
I don't care.
Reserves, you prick! You cross this line, you're crossing a picket line! You're a scab! Keep coming here, move!
Do you have to go straight away?
I'm on night duty. Mum's got the boys.
Can you ring Alex to see me again?
Haven't done a very good job of leaving you, have I?
Done a better job than I have of leaving you.
I was wondering when I touched you, whether I'd still feel what I'd feel.
And?
I don't know.
Do you ever think you could feel it? When do you think you could?
I don't know, Sean. Don't ask me. You're like a kid. Are we there yet?
I'm there. I've always been there. Question is, are you?
Hey, where the fuck are you been? A truck got through at Coode Road.
Don't, mate.
Well, there was nobody there. My dad had to try and stop him. What's going on? Shit!
Yeah, Dave, it's Sean Mack, mate. Look, we're down people at Coode Road. We've got to get that phone tree happening as soon as possible. Yeah, as many as we can, mate. All right, pronto, bye. What are you staring at, mate? I'm not fucking Astro Boy.
You keep talking like it's some kind of war.
I mean, it's not, mate.
Well, if it is, you just lost your whole platoon.
Now, how does that feel? Eh?
Patrick Corporation did three things. It bought back a large number of shares from the 4 labour hire companies, and it had each of these companies sell both their businesses and their assets, all of their assets, to another company within the Patrick Group. Thus, the companies were stripped to the point of insolvency. An insolvency that came to pass, conveniently with precision timing, on the evening of April the 7th this year, when, as we know, the workforce was forcibly ejected from the docks. Thus, ultra-conveniently, allowing those companies to argue that they cannot continue operating and paying their workforce because they are insolvent. The workers, without consultation in any of this process, would be made redundant, and their entitlements paid out by a handy little gift of $152 million, provided with quite remarkable generosity, if I may say so, by the federal government.
I chucked a rock, smashed the windscreen. I didn't kill the prick, worse luck. But you better suspend me, union man, using violence and all. Because we'd rather suck them off than break their legs, wouldn't we?
What happened?
Well, come on. Are you gonna fucking suspend me or what? Fuck you.
Not here, mate.
Excuse me, you couldn't tell me where Sean McSwain is.
Where'd these come from?
Fell off the back of a truck, mate.
Courtesy of the Manufacturing Workers Union.
What's up with your old man? Was he want a medal for throwing a rock at a truck or something? What?
You don't get it, do you?
Get what, mate?
Why do you think that truck got through? The old man squibbed it. Let the cops move him aside without a peep. Lost his nerve and squibbed it. His son's for the whole thing.
That doesn't matter, Brent. It's my fault.
Yeah, it is your fucking fault. But it does matter.
Taz Ball would never have fucking stood for this. Jim Healy, scabs, taking our fucking jobs.
I suspect it may take longer to reach a conclusion here than we might have anticipated.
Fuck.
Your Honour, counsel would be prepared to attend court over the weekend if that would be of assistance. I submit that the longer the situation on the docks is allowed to continue, the more the status quo would become entrenched, and the more difficult it would be to reverse.
Mr. Burnside, I'm well aware of the urgency and the public interest in the issues surrounding this case. It's regrettable I'm not in a position to hand down a decision immediately. However, what you are asking me to do is to contravene the Corporations Act and order an administrator to continue operating an unprofitable business. I'll give careful attention to all the arguments over the weekend and, if necessary, beyond. The court is adjourned.
All rise.
Well, it's going to be a long, nail-biting weekend for both parties.
Yep.
The union needs
Yeah, I got that.
tickets to stay put for moral sway with
Yeah,
the
thanks.
public, and naturally as a fallback strategy if
Yep,
it fails
thanks.
in court. Corrigan, on the other hand, needs to prove to his bankers and his shareholders that he can keep his business operating, and that means getting those pickets shifted and the cargo moving through. With public opinion increasingly
Mr.
swinging in
Keynes.
behind the union, the Corrigan camp is becoming more and more desperate. It seems as though time is running out.
Sean McSwain, I've been instructed to serve you with this Supreme Court order injuncting you not to attend any protest at any dock in the country. If you persist in ignoring this order, you'll be held in contempt of court.
I understand.
Hey, love, how was your day?
Oh, Jenny and I played games with the ASIO phone tap. Guess where you were this time?
Where?
On a secret trip to China to borrow money from the Communist Party. Do you want a cuppa?
Yeah. Never say no to that.
There's power in a factory, power in the land, power in the hands of a worker. But it all amounts to nothing if together we don't stand.
I was afraid that was going to happen. Yeah. Right.
Bloke with a bubble gum in his hair, reckons you like these. Look like sheer turds to me.
Reckon this mob knows anything by Bon Jovi?
Well, anything would be better than this god-awful wailing, mate.
I reckon that's why capitalism won, huh? Better music.
Nah, just that people suck. What's happening with those wankers in the wigs?
Adjourned till Monday.
We're not going to get back in, are we?
I don't know, Tone.
Coombs is cutting our balls out. You know that, don't you? When did the old Waterside Workers Federation ever need a mob of lawyers to fight their battles? The law's not going to come down on our side. We've forgotten who we are. And we have to sit here on our hands while they screw us. Give me a fight. I'll have it. I'll break their fucking kneecaps. But this is screwing up my guts.
Corrigan's the enemy, mate, not John Coombs.
You reckon?
I'm sorry about the truck, all right?
I voted for you.
I'll do better, Tone. Mate, I'll do better.
Too late, mate. Corrigan offers me a handshake. I'll take it. I'm not sticking around for a job with no heart and a union with no soul.
Yep, Sean.
Hello, Alana.
G'day.
Hi, Greg.
Sorry, guys. Hi. Hello. Yep. Do you think this might be the one? Yeah, I see there.
Okay.
Apparently they've cancelled police leave for the weekend. The source says they might be planning a move in the docks.
Well, we're all Boy Scouts here. We're ready for them.
Thanks, guys.
I'm coming with you.
We can't take the kids.
Clara's old enough to mind the young ones. I'm coming. This is a conspiracy. I was going to win. Slam. Not Trump's for sure.
Come on, let's get the jackets.
Don't say it. I should have known. I've got a roast in the oven. These days, I think, well, Petra, pop a roast on. You'll end up down the docks for sure. And at least you'll see Greg. Maybe even in the flesh and not on TV. That's what I do. Did you know that? Sit up every night watching Late Line to catch a glimpse of my life partner.
Is that it?
No. I've got my period, so don't say thank you. I don't want to hear it.
Well, I was going to say, I love you. Is that acceptable?
Sergeant, we're not going to abandon the protest. Yeah, I'll do my best, mate. No violence. Yeah. How many? Oh, shit. Yep.
Hello. Yes, I'm the Nurses Federation rep. Right. Yep.
Arise, ye workers, from your slumbers. Arise, ye prisoners of want. For freedom in return.
Twin Coombs will skin you for this.
Well, my old man's here somewhere. My sister, my nan, for fuck's sake. I'm not going to miss this.
Excuse me.
Thanks for coming down.
Don't thank me. Thank the Nurses Federation. I was in bed with her magazine.
Jeez, I wish they'd get on with it. I'm freezing my bloody tits off out here. It went on for hours. Cops came forward, we'd get ready, they'd move back. Forward, back. Forward, forward, back, back. The one consolation, Brent's spewing about this one, is that I got to hold Greg Combay's hand for 5 hours. He is hot.
Everyone stay in formation. Passive resistance, no violence. Just stay linked with the person next to you and the person in front of you. The workers, united, will never be defeated. The workers, united, will never be defeated. The workers, united,
You shaking?
will never be defeated.
Cold.
United, will never be defeated.
Rain.
Don't say it, Sean. Don't ask me if I'm there yet. We'll never be defeated.
The workers, united, will never be defeated. The workers, united, will never be defeated. The workers, united, will never be defeated. The workers, united, will never be defeated. The workers, united, will never be defeated. The workers, united, will never be defeated.
You could see the whites of their eyes. And all the cliches start rushing up to meet you. All the footage of riot shields and bloodshed. And I kind of wished Tali wasn't beside me, in case it got ugly. And then I heard someone say, "Fuck me dead, it's the cavalry." And marching up behind the cops were hundreds of CFMEU blokes. So there's us, the cops, and the CFMEU. Perfect pincer tactic.
You don't think, you just breathe. They say your parasympathetic nervous system's engaged. Fight or flight. I did this self-hypnosis thing once years ago, and it came back to me. And I'm standing there trying to talk down the CFMEU blokes, trying to get the cops out of there, quietly. And I'm just saying to myself, floating, floating, floating. You don't think, you just do it.
You guys need a lesson in passive resistance. You don't need these kind of numbers, you just need smarter tactics.
Yeah? So what'd you do on the fucking Franklin? Poison them with lentil burgers?
Got the car on the road, right? You oxy-torch a ring bolt to the other side of the chassis. You handcuff yourself to the ring bolt. They can't move the car without pulling your arm off. Never fails.
Shit, here we go. You're gonna haul me off for contempt of court, just please take me somewhere warm.
Haul you off? Geez, I'd have a pretty full lockup. Stupid bastard judges injuncted half the country. No, I came to say, my blokes didn't want to be there any more than you lot did. You know that. Could have turned very ugly, you made sure it didn't. Oh, someone turned this in at the station. Must have been dropped in all the fuss or something. Anyway, I'm off to the early opener at Williamstown. I could use a beer. Blokes are welcome to join us.
That never happened on the Franklin.
You're right back there.
Believe me, Frank, this is how I always spend my Sundays.
I'll tell you Chris Corrigan's trouble. He doesn't understand the history of the waterfront. You take on one of us, you take on all. Men, women and children of the labour movement, one more day. One more day till the federal court reinstates us. One more day till we send Chris Corrigan packing to the dunce's corner. Where he will learn a history lesson he will never forget.
All right, Frank, soon enough. Take me back to jail.
By dividing the companies into those which employed the workers and those which owned the capital, the Patrick Group put in place a structure which made it easier to dismiss the entire workforce. It is arguable on the evidence that this was done because the employees were members of the union. There is an arguable case that Patrick has breached the contracts of employment and engaged in an unlawful conspiracy. I therefore find that Patrick should reinstate its workers as soon as possible.
Right you are, brother. This, ladies and gentlemen, is, it's an immense victory. This victory assures the Maritime Union, as if we were ever in any doubt, that we have the high moral ground. Now, I've guaranteed Justice North that we can have those men back to work within the hour, and that they will work for nothing for 2 weeks until the Patrick Labor companies are solvent again. Now, I can't be fairer than that, can I?
Appeal it. Well, the order's unworkable. I'll now be forced to pay 2 workforces when I can barely afford to pay 1.
How's the share price?
Well, yes, there will no doubt be further pressure on the Patrick share price. I would like to reassure all our shareholders that we are doing everything we can to ensure their best interests.
Can the MUA members return to work?
Well, there is, I understand, there's a security issue. My port managers actually fear for their safety with the wharfies, and understandably, given the kind of harassment that they have endured so far. Yeah, we're hemorrhaging, Val. I mean, I just didn't expect Coombs to play it so well, I suppose. Yeah, all right. Now put him on. Hello, Joe. Come star? I do beg your pardon. Come stay?
Mr. Corrigan? Mr. Corrigan.
Frank, I'm getting cabin fever.
Mr. Corrigan, it's just not safe. If you want to go out, I'm perfectly happy to take you out in the CV.
The camouflaged vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Frank. I'll go back to the office.
Hey, little mate. You should be in bed. Mum tells me she's going to take you to the zoo tomorrow. Meerkats? Yeah, okay, all right. Off you go before Mum chucks a nana. Right, teeth? Hey, Neen. What the fuck is a meerkat? Well, can you find me a book about it? Yeah, right. So, am I going to see you soon?
Now, my port managers all over the country have been harassed, threatened, assaulted. They have had their families subjected to the most shocking abuse. I will be forever grateful to them for their loyalty and for their courage. Is that it? Okay? Okay, thanks very much.
Well, who? Who do we call?
Oh, the union.
What are they called? The Waterside Workers Federation?
No, MUA here to stay, Maritime Union of Australia.
No, it's not there.
What do you mean it's not there? That's ridiculous. It's not there.
Dial directory.
Right. What's the
013.
number? Hello, Maritime Union of Australia, please. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, is John Coombs available, please? Just tell him it's the brother of the devil incarnate.
Despicable! That's what he said! Out of the mouth of Chris Corrigan's own brother! So there you have it. Corrigan's brother, a unionist!
Hello?
Derek?
Christopher, didn't know you had my number.
John Coombs is down at the docks, spouting all kinds of stuff that he claims that you've said. Is that true?
I gave him a call, yeah.
Well, it's none of your business, Derek. You don't know a bloody thing about it.
I'm sorry, Chris, but when you start attacking workers and the conditions of workers, it is my business.
Listen, if you want your 15 minutes of fame, don't do it on my back. There's no place for you in any of this. Stay out of it. I'm going out.
Mr. Corrigan.
Going out, Frank.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a very good idea.
I am going out.
Such is the level of public interest in the outcome of this case that for the first time in history, a federal court decision is being televised live. All 4 television networks are interrupting normal scheduling to bring the finding to the nation.
Fuck this.
So, little Johnny Howard walks into a doctor's surgery, and he's got this frog on his head. Just a little one, like a garden variety, kind of normal miniature green tree frog. And the doctor's obviously quite taken aback by this. But he says, and sir, what seems to be the problem? And the frog answers, I don't know, mate. I woke up this morning and had this huge lump on my ass.
All stand.
I would like to
Wendy, it's on, love.
this finding with a statement about what this case is not about. This case is not about whether or not reform is either necessary or desirable on the Australian waterfront. It is purely about the legality of the current situation. The court must rule on the legality of the means, whatever view individual judges may have about the desirability of the end. Further, it is not possible to remain unswayed by the potency of the interest at stake in this case, or by the media coverage of the events. The court, therefore, has brought its analysis and its experience to bear purely on the legal fine print utilised to produce this situation. We have read and carefully considered the whole of Justice North's reasons for judgment, and we find them free from appellable error. The court has carefully considered the issues raised by Patrick in relation to the potential for violence on the docks. But our position remains. Vendetta is not the Australian way. All parties will need to exercise restraint in adjusting to the changed arrangements required by Justice North's orders. Providing there is proper leadership, we are confident they will.
Julian Burnside. Very well. Might want to pop a spoon in that, Josh. Ken Hayne is waiting for us at the High Court.
They put a stay on the order.
Chris, come in. The red's open and breathing.
I've slipped the leash, don't tell anyone.
Mediocrity. Enshrined, systemic, celebrated bloody mediocrity, and it is all we'll ever have until something gives. I mean, in Europe, it's a matter of pride, even if you're growing tomatoes or selling cheeses. You know, they are the best tomatoes that they can be. They're the best cheeses. In this country, it's a criminal offence to try and do your best, or to tell your employees not to bite the hand that feeds them in favour of a union that treats them like they're a bunch of mindless bloody puppets.
Chris, you've come through the bull system, right? Where one bloke starves while the other bloke works simply on the whim of the manager. Well, you're going to fix that, aren't you? So that no bloke earns more than another, no one gets ahead and no one gets left behind.
It's socialism, it's socialism.
Maybe, maybe. But for the blokes whose fathers and grandfathers walked the hungry mile, it makes sense.
Here we go. The history of the waterfront again. Those blokes are the highest paid blue-collar workers in the country. Some of them are on 90 grand because they do unnecessary overtime, because they do their own rosters, they line each other up for leave loadings and penalty rates. I mean, the stuff you're talking about is mythology.
Myths mean a great deal to the labour movement.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I don't get it, I never will.
Well, Mr. Burnside, your friend here has put something of a hair-raising proposition. Without a stay on the order, the Patrick managers face the prospect of allowing the MUA inside the gates by lunchtime tomorrow. My colleagues in the federal court might have faith that civilised behaviour will prevail. On the basis of past form, I'm afraid I'm not quite so sanguine.
In our submission, Your Honour, even if it is only for symbolic effect, it would be, to say the least, unkind, and at the worst extreme, potentially unsettling at the waterfront, if a symbolic victory of this scale were robbed from the union.
Robbed, Mr. Burnside? That's a little hyperbolic, don't you think? And perhaps more than a little premature.
The wharves are at flashpoint, Your Honour. This court should consider the real-world consequences of its actions.
That comment, Mr. Burnside, could be misconstrued as being intentionally offensive. This court will not be put under time constraints by you, the MUA, or anybody else. The stay is granted.
Do you want to hear something funny?
Sure. Sure.
John Coombs has leaked it to his bully boys that I'm still riding the Vespa. And I've not disabused him of the idea, so I'm getting around on a BMW. So the poor unsuspecting blighter who bought the Vespa is probably in for a rude shock if ever he goes down a dark alley. Probably should warn the poor sod, I suppose.
Maybe.
Hey, are you all right, mate?
You all right?
Oh, yeah. Rugby injury. Hospital pass.
I've been trying to call you.
Ah.
The High Court's ordered to stay, and the Prime Minister wants to see you tomorrow.
Just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
I called Freehills to see if they could send Rob with you. Apparently he's on leave. My money's on a nervous breakdown.
Right. Was it something I said?
Parliament House, please.
Well, I'm delighted to be here to represent the Corrigan family. This particular family's got two sides to it. One at the top end of town, one at the working class end. My father was working class through and through. My mother used to walk into the butcher shop at Mittagong on a Wednesday night, the night before payday, and ask, what can I get for 2 and 6? Because that's all she had left to feed a family of 6. We had a lot of kidneys.
Chris.
Peter, how are you travelling?
Oh, well, you know, under the circumstances, fair, I suppose.
Come in. PM's ready now. Oh, for what it's worth, I think I'll be asking you where you're getting your legal advice.
Your father rang. I want you to call him back.
Dad, it's Derek. Dad, no, I'm not attacking Chris, Dad. I'm just taking issue with his business practices. You do have a second son, Dad. You've got 2 sons.
Loose. Oh, Joe.
How are you?
Bloody awful. Feels like everything's turning to shit around me. Banks are spineless. My alleged colleagues in the corporate community have gone up in smoke. Not a word. No, not a fax. Not a phone call. And if I happen to see one of them in passing, it's like I've stepped in dog shit. Oh, yes. Now, Chris, you go out there. You be the punching bag. We're right behind you, mate. I mean, am I the only one left with any guts? Or have I lost the plot?
I thought the government was on your side.
Oh, well, Reith's a fighter, but in the end they're on their own side, and he's bloody everywhere you look, banging on about solidarity and the common man. Fat lot of solidarity he showed poor old mum and dad when he dumped them in the middle of all this. He'll probably be at the High Court tomorrow. With a bloody sandwich board. Misspelt at that. Starting to think the only bloke with any integrity in this whole cesspool is the one I'm trying to knock over. I haven't even asked about Italy.
Oh, it's still there.
Should go to bed, you're jet-lagged.
Oh, my body clock thinks it's lunchtime.
Mm.
Let's go dancing.
Great. We'll take the camouflaged vehicle.
Just wait here, guys. Yeah? Come on. Hop in. Don't forget your seatbelts.
Some people seem to think that I went into this and risked the best part of $60 million for a lark. I had a plan, a comprehensive and detailed plan about how to operate both my business and the waterfront.
Chris, you getting that?
Miss Corrigan there. And next on AM, we look at the calendar of the year 2000.
Hello, Valerie Corrigan.
Who was that on the phone?
Oh, just Beck, organising my life as usual.
And for the first time in its 97-year history, all 7 High Court judges will hear Patrick's request for special leave to appeal.
The May sittings of the High Court of Australia will now commence. God save the Queen.
The workers, united, will never be defeated. 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 The workers, united.
We are effectively looking at a union monopoly on the waterfront. If, for example, the Labour Party were to win at the upcoming election, it could very well become impossible for stevedoring companies to hire non-union labour. We submit that with the federal election only months away, the court should not interfere with the status quo.
Frankly, I find that remark deeply offensive. I will not accept the submission.
We've already won in the federal court twice, and we're winning the High Court. Now, it's not a matter of months, not even a matter of weeks. It could be a matter of days before we're walking through those gates. But patience was always a virtue, comrade.
All of those ranged against us say that this court is powerless to do anything but watch Patrick count the dead and bayonet the wounded. We say this court has ample power to prevent the last step of this conspiracy being played out.
In a lengthy, complex, and very qualified statement, it is clear that 6 of the 7 High Court judges have upheld Justice Tony North's judgment in favour of the Maritime Union.
Right, so that's the part that John English did, is it? So is that the one with Yaya?
Who's he talking to?
Major General?
His son.
Is that Pinnacle?
School's doing Pirates of Penzance. Joe got the
Well
lead.
done anyway.
This looks like a clear victory for the Maritime Union, but the discretionary powers of the High Court have somewhat blurred the issue. The court has left the ultimate decision in the hands of the administrators who, if unable to trade, will have no choice but to wind up the companies. This means the union workers will be unable to reclaim their jobs. Chris Corrigan and the government may achieve the outcome they wanted almost by default. The Minister for Workplace Relations, Peter Reith, is confident.
There's a lot of love in Canberra today.
What is going on? The press are saying the administrators are going to wind the companies up. I've gone public saying we're going back to work.
John, we did win.
Oh, that's why Peter Reith's twittering like a lovebird, is it? Because he's lost?
John, it's just spin for the media. They can't admit they've lost.
I knew we shouldn't have relied on fucking lawyers. Trade unions fight industrially.
You said it was my call, Bill.
Yeah, and if it's failed, then we have to pull the big bang, whether you and Coombs like it or not.
If you've sold me a pup on this, mate, and I've sold my members a pup because of it, you're sacked, and I am not paying 1 cent of your fees. I've got 1,400 men who've been standing out there in rain, hail or bloody cyclone, living off a miserable $200 a week we get from passing the hat around the unions, and they think they're going back to work tomorrow. What do you suggest I tell them?
Well, they can't be expected to understand the intricacies.
How can they understand it if I can't understand it myself? It's your bloody job, mate. Your bloody job. That's why you're getting $500 an hour.
This is a cock-up. A fucking expensive bloody cock-up.
Mr. Corrigan.
Mr. Corrigan, do you believe you could have played it another way?
Have you sacked your lawyers yet?
Not yet.
We understand Lindsay Fox is standing by to take over Patrick. What do you say to that?
You can tell Mr. Fox that when I need a truck driver, I will call him.
You're staring down the barrel of bankruptcy, and there's still no chance you're preparing to jettison Patrick?
That's right, Mark, no chance.
What's going to happen to the non-union workers on the job,
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Corrigan?
Excuse me.
Will you be sacking them?
That's right, Mike. No chance. Here you go, Dad.
Oh, thanks, Luce.
That's right. And another thing, Mike. Did I ever mention about cutting celery at 3 o'clock in the morning? It's very character building, you know?
John Coombs.
John. Chris Corrigan.
Yes?
I think we should meet.
I thought you'd never ask.
They're going back in now, mate.
Oh, no, mate, it's fantastic. Yeah, I wish I was too. Yep, mate, yep, I can hear. Oh, it's great news.
Hello?
Dad, look! I can stay underwater for a whole minute!
Hi.
Dad!
You just a minute, Alex. Hey, shush now, Nikki's asleep.
So does this mean you're back?
If I'd have known how long you were going to be stuck down there, I'd have moved back in. Mum was starting to drive me dippy. Oh, Christ. There's mould in there we could sell to science.
You're shaking.
Wait, I'm gonna... The night of the big picket, I watched you with your loudhailer. You look... The set of your neck, your shoulders, the way grown-up men used to look when you were a kid. You know? All the fathers and uncles and school teachers and priests. All those people trusted you. And I just kept seeing it. Your neck and your shoulders and all those people trusting you. And I thought, I want that. I want my sons to have that.
Where the blazes is he? He said 10.
Playing the tactical advantage.
Bloody tactical advantage. And we won this thing.
So you brought the cavalry?
Chris?
Greg?
Chris?
John?
So, can we make this thing work or what?
My share price is $1.18. I'm on the nose with the shipping companies. I've lost market share to P&O, so I couldn't afford to pay your blokes even if I wanted to. Now, there will be redundancies, but the government will only pay for them if they see reform. The banks could knock me over any day, and believe me, nothing would make them happier. They're already lining up another buyer. And if that happens, do you really believe that they will employ union men? So, at the risk of stating the obvious, I'm fucked. And if I'm fucked, so are you. Moral of the story? Love the one you're with.
Is this your wish list, is it, Chris? John, can we work with this?
Voluntary redundancy only. Entitlements paid in full. A collective agreement. No individual contracts. The scabs go. And Patrick remains a union operation. That is not negotiable. So, how many redundancies are we looking at?
At a guess, rough estimate 700.
Oh, you're fucking kidding, aren't you? It's half the workforce.
If this is an ambush to tell me that you won't budge, I'm
for
out.
Christ's sake, Chris, sit down and take that jumper off before we all go blind. I mean, Struth, with your millions, wouldn't you think you could buy a decent bloody pullover?
Hiya, boys.
There you are.
Hey.
How you going? Come on.
Hey.
For the boys. There you go.
Hey, Camsy. Corrigan might have stuck his filthy label on us, but we're still your blokes, eh?
It's his idea of a fashion statement. Taste in his mouth, so how's things?
Oh, just dandy. Everything in our lockers got trashed. The supervisors reckon they can walk through our room any time they like. Anything you can do about that?
Softly, catchy, mate.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk, Coombsy.
I reckon a lot of blokes are going to get the handshake in spite of the fact we beat the prick fair and square, eh?
Yeah, well, there could be a few, but we don't know how many. You'll be right. Keep it up.
What do you, mate?
Get on you.
When hell freezes over.
7 mil for our trade practices fines. 1.8 for our legals. Come on, Chris, it's a drop in the ocean compared to the productivity gains you claim you're going to make. And a little bird tells me your friends at the bank are getting pretty toey.
My lawyers advise me.
Your lawyers are a bunch of fucking grubs. If I thought we were going to be arguing about what your lawyers think, I wouldn't have fucking got out of bed.
I'll pay it. I will pay it.
How am I going to find 700 who want to go?
Corrigan residence. Aye, he's here.
Good man, Joe. Chris Corrigan? What? Now? All right. Give me an hour. Okay. The banks want to see me. Could be the end of the line, Val.
It's okay, Dad. We'll go cut celery as a family.
So, is this where everyone jumps out and says surprise, or am I on This Is Your Life?
Sit up, Chris. Can we get you a drink?
You can get to the point.
We've been extraordinarily patient with Patrick's difficulties. You gave your word in early April that this would be over in a month. It's been almost 2. Not to mention John Coombs threatening to join the banks in the union's conspiracy action. We can't afford that kind of publicity.
Look, I'm in negotiation. We're making progress. I can get more.
Banks are on the nose with the public anyway, as you well know. An awful lot of the public are members of unions. We can't take the risk of the unions pulling their super funds out. We want you to settle. Now.
And if I don't?
Well, we are legally entitled to withdraw our funds. 250 mils. Give or take.
You've got to be fucking joking, haven't you? And how dare you call me out in the middle of the night to face some kind of fucking star chamber? Who the fuck do you people think you are? Do you... Give us a minute. We are fucking negotiating. That is what we're doing. We are negotiating. This is absolute fucking bullshit. I don't know any of these people. Who the fuck are these people? It's ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Who the fuck do they think they are?
Chris, look. They've got you by the balls. You could lose the lot. Patrick, Lang, your house. How's Val going to feel about that?
We have considered your position, and our answer remains the same. I will not settle until I have pushed this negotiation as far as it will go. I've come this far. I've been hung out to dry by every newspaper and television station in the country. Been accused of being a liar, a cheat, and the nearest thing to a fucking pedophile. My family has been subjected to every kind of threat imaginable, and you seriously think that I will kowtow to a bunch of David Jones mannequins in a boardroom? I will not be dragged out at 9 o'clock on a Sunday night to be ambushed by a bunch of spineless sycophants I have never laid eyes on in my life. If you want to foreclose on me, go right ahead. You be my guest. Send me to the wall. I am fucked if I will leave this job half done because you lot haven't got the guts to see it through.
Mr. Corrigan? Mr. Corrigan!
No, I can't reach Coombs. This is no joke. The banks are foreclosing, close of business Thursday. This deal is going to fall over.
John, Chris Corrigan wants you to call him. It's urgent. He sounded upset.
I'm on another picket line. Metal workers.
John, I need you here, mate. We've got to lock down this negotiation.
These blokes supported us. I've got to return the favour. We'd have been history without the other unions.
Mate, you're sounding like a...
Greg, I don't break my promises, mate. Now, that's what solidarity's about. Right?
John, if Corrigan goes under, their jobs are gone.
So someone else takes over, Patrick. Someone we can deal with.
You're dreaming, mate. A new operator won't deal with us. Corrigan is.
Maintenance, Greg. Maintenance, that's 200 jobs. I mean, mate, no one wants a settlement more than me. But how are they going to see it? I mean, a deal where half of them go and half of them sit in cranes for hours at a stretch, pissing in bottles? I mean, tell me, Greg, how am I going to sell this?
Mate, if anyone can sell it, you can.
Don't fucking sweet talk me. I mean, I've never had a bloke sacked. I've always moved them on, found somewhere else safe, not one bloke. I mean, they trust me, Greg. Come on, you know as well as I do. A union leader that can't cut a deal with his membership, he's dead meat.
John, you have withstood the full force of the most fucking rapacious capitalist we've ever had in this industry.
Bull!
Who's in bed with a government that's using its entire arsenal to wipe the union movement off the map. The fact that the MUA is still standing is a fucking miracle. Mate, you saved a union. You'll be fucking immortalised.
We knocked Corrigan out in 3 courts. Now, that's what they're going to say. So how come we're losing conditions we won in the 60s and 70s? What do you say?
Well, tell them the truth. You know, we should have fucking lost these years ago. I know it. You know it. Chris Corrigan knows it. John, listen to me. The scabs are gone. The redundancies are voluntary. The entitlements are paid. The costs are paid. There's no individual contract. There's a new EA with a productivity bonus on our terms. And the single most important thing, those blokes on the docks are loyal, card-carrying, proud members of the MUA. And no one can take that away from you. MUA, here to stay.
Half the MUA, mate. Half.
Yes, and the rest have their dignity intact and 150 million worth of entitlements to prove it. Change hurts, John.
Always the big picture man, Greg.
Well, the MUA is where I learned to look at the big picture, John. I learned it from people like you. What did you say to me at the beginning of all this?
Yeah, I run the union.
Stand or fall, win or lose, I run the union. Well, we're out of time, John. You have to make the call. Mate, I've been beside you every step of the way, but now it's down to you. The banks are foreclosing 5 o'clock today. Make the call.
Look, this is killing me, Greg. Settle it.
Bloody rubbish! Without the union, we'd be stuffed! What am I going to have after the redundancy? Nothing! Come on, we got to finish this thing! Let's just settle and get done! This is great! Crimson! Look after us! Down, you bastard!
All right, let's put this to the vote. All those in favour of accepting the Patrick settlement?
No, put the bloody hands down! Bullshit!
Okay, that's a clear majority. That's the motion carried in every state.
I don't know how you fucking did it, mate, but you did it.
Guernsey, the bloody government is getting away scot-free, mate. Still a bloody conspiracy issue. There's still a conspiracy issue.
Julian, do you mind? I just need a few minutes by myself. Just to kiss my beautiful conspiracy case goodbye. People say it would have gone on for years, with stays and adjournments and appeals that would have bankrupted the union. But any government that covertly supports the mass sacking of workers simply because they're members of a union should not stand. I know we would have won it. We would have brought down the government.
There would have been another way of achieving this, Chris, if you just had patience.
There wasn't, and you know it. No one willingly concedes power. It has to be taken. If you'd have been me, what would you have done?
I wouldn't be you for quids.
It's fitting that on the anniversary of the events that began it all, on the day in which every wharfie in the country begged, borrowed or stole a canine to commemorate the dogs and shit sticks of that fateful night, that we commemorate one of the dispute's heroes. And frankly, one of mine. This case remains my most important victory. And in the words of the 6'4" Samoan janitor who spoke to us after the High Court victory, thanks, mate. Now we all feel a bit safer. I give you John Coombs.
Julian, you're a fucking Bolshevik.
That'll do. Cut down. Look, it's an immense honour to be given lifetime membership of the Maritime Union of Australia, and to share that honour with the bloke who was with me in the trenches, fighting doggedly, if you'll excuse the expression, every inch of the way. Greg Combay. Come on, that'll do him.
What's your name?
End of an era.
Bill, remember when you said I wasn't ready to take over from you? I'm ready now.
Gonna be the toughest time in history for a union leader. Government's out to bury us.
I know.
What if I'm not ready to go?
Oh, well, power's never willingly conceded. Has to be taken.
I'm getting out, mate.
What? Why?
The old man's already taken the handshake. It's changed, mate. Wearing that fucking blue and yellow vest every day feels like it's strangling the life out of you. And bundying into a straddle that talks to you. Morning, Brendan. Mind you don't take a piss for 4 hours, or management will find out about it.
So what are you gonna do now?
I'll just live off the missus, mate. Anyway, it'll be legit soon. She's got me on the ball and chain. The wedding invites are in the mail.
Welcome, mate.
Bloody welcome.
Jeez. Love you, Nate.
Hey, babe. Love you, sweet cakes.
Imagine the reaction if I'd stood here a year ago and said, this time next year at Patrick, the Nick will be gone, double headers will be gone, 800 of the workforce will be gone. One man, one machine. Blah, blah. 8-hour shifts with one break, more flexible rosters, productivity bonuses linked to the number of boxes moved on a shift, maintenance and cleaning contracted out. Chris, you will show a little bit more interest tonight when you're actually delivering this. What? Oh, yes, of course.
What are we celebrating? We bought an airline or something.
No. John Coombs's retirement today. There we are. To Coombsy, a worthy enemy.